Hi everyone, and welcome to another Monday evening crafting time. It's an evening where we get together and work together to unlock some paper crafting fun. So I'm so happy you can be here and that you could join me. My name is Lily and I'm coming to you from Alberta, Canada, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator who just loves to share with you about what I'm crafting and where we are in the crafting journey. So I love that you like to share as well and that we can share back and forth. There's a great sense of community here. So welcome. And today is a holiday Monday, so some of you may be enjoying a relaxing day. And my husband and I went out for a walk in an area today that we love to visit. It's called Chikaku Lake, and it has some lakes, some small lakes and marshes, and lots of forested trails. And we really enjoy it. And it got me thinking, if you were having a vacation at home, what is one thing you would do? What is one, if you were going to play tourist in by staying at home and do something here, what would you do? So for example, I see somebody watching from Stony Plain, so maybe you would do a walking tour of the painted murals that are on the side of the buildings. But what is something you might do, or you would encourage someone else to do if they were visiting your town? And so while you're typing that in, I'm going to turn the camera down to my desk. And also, this is a perfect time to share this video with somebody else, with your friends, whether you're watching on YouTube or Facebook. And of course, if you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button too, so that you don't miss anything, right? So here we go. We're going to get up and ready for action here. And visit the Heritage Center in Onaway. I've never been there, Bonnie. I am going to have to give that a try because we're always looking for little things to do and explore here. So that would be perfect. And I'm just going to share this video with my page, or pardon me, with my group, my Facebook group, because some people watch it there. So let's get that put over. And while I'm doing that, take a look at this. There's something happening in September, and it happens beginning every Tuesday. There are going to be weekly deals. So there was one this past week. So tonight's the last night you can take advantage of that. And then tomorrow there is going to be a new release of a new set of weekly deals. So every Tuesday morning, but then they're going to end at midnight on the Monday night. So it's time sensitive. So be aware, make sure you're watching for those. And there were some great things. There were lots of good ones this last week. So I can't wait to see what they are going to be offering. So some of you just joining, we were talking about sharing if you were going to be a tourist in your own hometown or area, what are some things you would do? And so we're seeing some of those things pop up in case you're wondering what's happening in the conversation here. So there's that. So watch for the weekly deals tomorrow. The other thing is there's a great paper pumpkin kit going to be available. So you need to register for it or by the 10th of September, which is only a few days away. This is going to be treat boxes, so perfect for Halloween, and you can get all kinds of ideas. Plus you get a stamp set to keep and everything else. So those are always great. So they're doing a series here. So this is the one that you would need to order by September 10th, and then these two are coming up. So these definitely look Christmassy, so keep your eyes open for that too. So just watch for that. And then, of course, Stamping Staycation is coming up. And it's already some of the things are happening. The pre-event things are happening. So if that interests you, this is the link where you can find out more information. After this video is over, I'll put this link in the description too, so you can just click on it and not have to copy it down. But what is it? It's a full day it's an online retreat, and it's a full day of videos, tutorials, stamping, tips and tricks. But because it's online, even if you're busy that day, you can do it whenever you want. Now, I know several of you on here already have taken part in Stamping Staycation, and I'm just going to ask for your help. I'm trying to put together a list of 5 of the top reasons for joining Stamping Staycation. So if you could put down 1 or a couple of top reasons for joining Stamping Staycation, I would love that. If you would do that and help me out that way. So that is that. And then I'm going to be sharing, let me move some of these papers. Tonight, I promised you I would be sharing something from this Perfect Partners promotion that's going on. Stampin' Up! Does love their alliteration. Perfect Partners promotion. And again, this is only during September or while supplies last. So they took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different stamp sets from the catalogs. So this one's from the mini, some are from the mini, some from the annual catalog. And they have ordered dies. So there are dies to go with them, but these dies are only available during the month of September. So this is absolutely a perfect time. And you know something else about these dies? They fit in either one of the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machines. So it fits in the regular one or the mini. So tonight I am going to share about this bundle here, but I'm going to use it in a different way. So the stamp set itself is found in the mini catalog on page 38. So here it is right here. So I have to tell you, when I first got this mini catalog, I was babysitting our grandchildren, and my grandson was reading right beside me as I was going through the book, but he kept looking because he loves to stamp. And when he saw this, he said, "You have to get that one, Nana." Now this one, that is because The Abominable is his favorite movie. And the little girl in it plays the violin, and it made him want to take up the violin. So he's in his 2nd year of violin. But this he wanted right away. And when I looked at it, I thought, well, can I use it for things other than Christmas? Well, there is this, but there are other things too. There's winter, there's holiday hugs, but there's birthday. There are all kinds of different small stamps that you can add to it. Now, if you look at the dies, and here they are right here, look at this, just tons. So here it is without the stamp, here it is with the stamp. So most of them, whoops, this one fell off, there we go. Most of them do match up with a stamped image. A couple do not. This scarf does not, but I don't know if you can see, it has wonderful etching in it. It's already embossed. This little opening does not, but it creates a wonderful window. And so you could use that for other things as well. But the Yeti looks really cute looking through that window. And then I saw this and I thought, what is that for? So let me just show you. Oh, I was just also going to mention, did you notice that there are even dies for the snow? Like that. Isn't that neat? And the bird and the ice cream cone. So, but what is that particular die for? So it looks like this, like that, and if you feel, it's only going to cut right there. And what it does, it actually matches the Yeti's arm and cuts a little slit there so you can insert packages or different things into his arm so that he's carrying things. So I thought that was rather ingenious. So Roz, your grandchildren wanted this too. Oh, the kids know, don't they? And there are hearts in here you could do for Valentine's or whatever. But tonight I wanted to show you how to make the card I showed last week. So how can you use the Yeti to make a monster? And the main thing is that I took the face out, right? So let's take a look-see at how I'm going to accomplish that. So let's move these things out of the way. Oh, I just about forgot the cards. I will try to remember that. The cards that I give away each week, so I will come back to that. If not, somebody try to remind me, okay? So this is the card we're making tonight. And you can see all kinds of fun things on here. So let me just bring in, first of all, the paper that I'm using. The paper is called Celebrate Everything, and it is actually found in the very, very back of the mini catalog right here. So it is something, if you are a hostess and earn stamping rewards, so if you earn 200 or more, then you can actually order these discounted things only if you're a hostess, you can get this paper. Now this paper, it's 48 sheets, so it's a mega bundle. It's like a double bundle, so there are 4 sheets each of 12 double-sided designs. And why is it called Celebrate Everything? Because you can use this paper to celebrate everything, truly. So here are the fronts and backs, but I'm going to show you a little bit bigger piece here. So I'm going to keep those 2 till the end. So think of them as 12 by 12. These are just a little bit bigger piece. So that looks Christmassy, but this could be anything. There's this one here, like that. There's this. And this, and I love the colors. They're so bright. These you can leave black and white, or you can color them in, you can sponge, you can use your blends, your markers, your pencil crayons, whatever. There's this one here, and this is the back, and this one. So lots of them could be pretty generic, and then some are more specific. Again, this one you could use as is or add color to it. And here we go again. Here's another one like that. Here's a good one for this fall. And here we go like that. And then there are these 2, which are sort of Halloween related, especially this one. But of course the backs are not. The backs are perfect for any other project you want to do. But this is where I got the paper for this card. So when we make tonight's card, should I stick with the pumpkins or should I use the stars? What do you think? What should I do? Stars or pumpkin? Yes, Lynn, it's a very versatile DSP. So while you're doing that, I am just going to share what I'm using tonight. So first off, I'm going to bring in a 5.5 by 8.5 scored at 4 1/4 piece of paper. So I think the first thing I saw was pumpkins. Somebody else said stars. So I guess, well, the stars would be, you could see it in the 2 different ways, right? So we're going to burnish this like that. So there we have it like that, and we'll put that to the side. That's our card base. And then the next layer is going to be 4 by 5 1/4. And so that's just going to be our next layer. Now, I could have stamped the Yeti in there and cut it out and save some paper, but I didn't do that for tonight. But if you want to do that, if you're running low on paper, you can do that. So let's take a look at this here. So then the next layer is the designer paper. Now, let's bring it in. So, do you know what? I am going to go with this because I really like the stripes, but you could go with either. So I'm going to make that executive decision here. And you're going to cut your paper to 3 1/4 by 5. Or pardon me, 3 3/4 by 5. So 3 3/4 by 5. So I'm going to do the 5 first so I have a nice big chunk. And 3 3/4. And those of you who don't like all of my 1/8 measurements, you'll be happy about tonight's card. there aren't any. So, and if some of you are worried about the measurements, remember in my Wednesday or Thursday newsletter, I will have the supplies and measurements there. Then we're going to cut this at 3 1/4. So we will put it in here at 3 1/4, and we're going to cut it. So what we're going to do is we're going to use both sides of the paper like that. So we can take our trimmer out of the way now. And we can actually assemble those layers right now. And that will help me not to lose them likely. So let's do that. So we'll get that one. Just like that. It's hard to see with the black on black, isn't it? I'm going to bring in my silicone mat. And that helps a little bit. There we go. Now, when you go to put these on, my trick is I look at the 3 sides and I want all of the borders to be pretty even. And that tends to work for me. So let's do that. We'll do this. Slide it in here. Just like that. And then we're going to make sure we're using the other side and put this in here. And if I need to kind of move it around, if I cut it a little bit crooked or something, no worries, because I'm going to put something over the join. So now we've got our basic card front ready to go. And what we're going to do now is, well, maybe we should do our stamping, because then we can start to play a little bit with some other things. So this Yeti here, let me just bring him in. We're going to use the Stamparatus. Now you can use either your clear block like this, but because sometimes, I don't know, when I've got a big image, I can get it in the Stamparatus, keep it in the same place, and if I don't have it stamped perfectly, I can stamp it again. So we're going to get set up. First off, we're going to bring our scrap paper in, and we're going to get some magnets to hold it in place. There's that one, and I'll get the other one from the back. Your Stamparatus has a spot on the back to hold the 2 magnets. Now these magnets are super strong, so you don't want to get them anywhere near to each other, or they really do attract, and it's they can break each other actually. So now we've got our stamp in the right place. We're going to close the arm of the Stamparatus and pick it up, make sure everything's secure. Now when we ink this up, we don't want the face, right? Oh, my little reflection here. Turn that light. There we go. So what I did was I took some of our masking paper. I've done series on the masking paper, and I stamped the Yeti, just the face, and then I cut, just the head I should say. Then I cut out the face like this, and now I'll peel the backing off, and I'm going to use that to cover up the face there. Now I will keep this and reuse it. It's going to look pretty mucky when I'm done, but that doesn't matter. It will still fit. So there we go. And I'm going to put this underneath so I can get a real good stamped image. And we're going to ink the Yeti up. There we go. Now the key thing to remember is to remove that mask before you stamp. So we'll pick that up, put it to the side, bring that over. Now I like to use a Kleenex or a tissue because it slides so easily on here. It slides more easily than my fingers. And give it a good press. And there we go. I've got just a little smidge there, but I will just turn that into his mouth. I think I'm going to put a bit more pressure here. Actually, I could even add a bit more ink maybe to that leg. So this is this leg right here. There we go. And this is why I like to use the Stamparatus, because I can keep stamping till I get it as dark as I like it. There we go. So that's perfect. Now what I'm going to do is bring in my chamois. Now I have just half a chamois here. So when your chamois is dry, it's hard as a rock. But all you do is just pop it in the sink with some water, and it's nice and soft. And then you can just clean and wipe it off, just even pressing up and down a bit, and you've got your stamp all nice and clean. And when this gets dirty, this is stained, it's not dirty, but when it gets dirty and it's not cleaning anymore, then you just rinse it under the tap, wring it out, and you're good to go again. So let's put this away. I like to put my magnets back right away. There we go. We'll move that out of the way. So now we've got it like this. So the next step is to cut it out. So let's bring in our dies. Here it is right here. And I am going to bring in my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine because it takes up less room. Here we go right here. It's a cute little thing. And so now we're going to put our Yeti on here. We're going to put our die on, line it up so that everything looks pretty good. And I'm bringing in some kind of removable tape. It can be a Post-it note. This is actually washi tape. It could be painter's tape, whatever. I'm going to take just a little bit of the sticky off so it sticks, but it's not going to rip. That's my goal. And now we will hold it in place. See, the die fits right in the mini. And then we're going to stagger the plates a little bit, so like steps, so they go through easily. That's a good trick to do when you're using the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. There we go. We can move this out of the way. And then I always keep these pieces of tape right on the machine to use next time, because you can use them multiple times before they lose their stickiness. So just like that, we have the Yeti, or what's going to become our monster. So let me put the die away so I don't lose it. There we go. And I'm going to bring in some scrap paper, because I want to do some sponging just to add a little dimension here. There we go. So we'll bring in a blending brush and some Granny Apple Green. So now we've got it like that. And I'm just going to ink up the edges. And I always start off my paper and then work in. And I'm using tone on tone. So you can make it as dark or as light as you want. And you can skip this step altogether if you want. I get a little carried away with my sponging sometimes. And you can see here. Oh, I forgot one step. Do you know what I did there? I brought in, that's how I got it darker. Can you see that it's a little bit darker? Sometimes when I make these things ahead of time, I forget what I've done. I took my blends and I just, whoops, I want the brush end. I just kind of brushed along the edge to add some more dimension. But I thought it looked a little harsh. So I'm going to show you how I softened it up. And then by sponging the edges, it just finished it off. So I'm not being too careful. You can see it's kind of scribbly. You can take more care. I am in a bit of a rush, but it's not going to matter. So I've got a bit of that going all the way around. Now I'm going to bring in the what's called the color lifter, and I'm just going to sort of scribble over top. Now right now it's wet, so it's going to look funny, but what it's going to do once it's dry, it's going to lighten up that. So just bear with me. I know it looks weird, but it's going to be okay. And then we're going to, again, just sponge. See, already it's lightening up. And it's just a quicker way to even add a little more dimension. Just like that. So you can see how it changed it. There we go. We'll put this away and we'll bring in the black. You can be your black marker or your blends. And we're just going to turn this black as well. There we go. And we will bring in the black marker, and this is the trickiest part of all for me, to draw the mouth. So we're going to go do, 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 do. Helps if you sing, right? There we go. Like that. Now the eyes, you can do the couple of different things for the eyes. You can use some circle punches and make an eye like that. Or if you've got some wiggly eyes and you don't mind the bulk, because they are harder to mail. So if you were mailing, I would have done the punches and the paper, but this is going to be hand delivered, I hope. Oh, actually, one of you is going to get it. So maybe it is going in the mail. So there we go. We've got the wiggly eye. So now we can begin to build our card. So let's bring in the pieces again. We've got this here and like that. Now we want to cover this join so it looks nicer. And you could use cardstock or whatever, but we have this wonderful glittery washi tape. So you could do black, you could do the purple, it's Highland Heather, pumpkin pie, or I believe it's Granny Apple Green or Old Olive. So what color strip would you like to put along here? This one I used Highland Heather. So is there another one you would like to use? And while you're doing that, I am going to stamp the words. So the words are going to go on a 1/2 by 2 piece of paper or whatever fits for you. And we're going to use the Banners Pick-a-Punch, and we're going to use this one here to do the end. Now here's a little trick, because this is cut already too short and I'm going to end up losing it. So use a Post-it note to hang on to the end. Give yourself a handle so that you can still handle your paper. And then I always use this upside down to make sure it's punching what I want to punch. There we go. And I'm seeing green. Okay, there we go. Guess what? I have one green already cut. I think it's the right length. I had it cut for some project, and I think it was this one. Yeah. Okay, green it is. There we go. And the nice thing about washi tape, if you get it in the wrong place, you can gently, you have to go slowly, you can gently peel it up and reposition it. There we go. So now, isn't that fun? I love that washi tape. All right, so now we're this far. So now we are going to be putting our monster on the card. Now, do we use Highland Heather or Gorgeous Grape? So the light or the dark purple? Which do you think? lighter dark purple. And while you're saying that, I am going to bring in the stamp set, A Grand Kid, because I thought this word happy really fit the Yeti set, and it would really work for a happy birthday card. So I am going to bring back in, whoops, I just knocked something on the floor, a bit more of that masking paper, like that, and ink that up, and I'm going to aim to hit there, and I'm seeing the dark purple popping up. Okie dokie, we are going with that. So now I've inked up happy. Better take that off. So now, this is one way you can use just individual words from a stamp set. So there we go, we've got happy. So let's finish assembling our card. So we're going to put these two together like that. So I know that the monster, now not a Yeti, is going to go there, so I can put some adhesive there and not worry about the vellum showing the glue. So there we go, like that. And then we're going to put this on dimensionals, and we're going to put this on dimensionals. So let's fasten this down first, help with our placement. Whoops. So I don't know about you, but when I saw the idea for changing the Yeti, into a monster somewhere online, and I didn't take note of it. So if you happen to find the person who did that, please tell me, and I would love to give them credit. But I did change up the card, but I know that this idea was not original with me. So I think that will be enough. Yeah, I think 2 will hold it. So there, and what the circles are doing they are just anchoring, giving him something to stand on. Then we're going to add the happy. So I think this would be a great birthday card for somebody, particularly the kids in our lives, but I can think of a few adults that it would work for too. And there we go, we'll put that right there. And then we're just going to embellish it with a black matte dot, where did I put them? There, right here. Just so right like this. And we'll put that there just to give it a little added finish there. And there you have, oh, forgot something. Now here I gave him a little yellow bird because I was picking up the yellow from here. But should I stick with yellow, or should I give him a purple bird? So there's the yellow. I need to get the other end of this. I love the putty end. Or should I go with the purple? I think I'm going to go with the purple just for a change. And so to add that on, I'm going to add just a dab of glue where I want it to go. Now I could have added the ice cream cone or a present or whatever, but I wanted to be able to do it for Halloween or for whatever. So if I had used the stars here, it definitely could have been a birthday card, right? So there you have it. That is how you change the Yeti into a monster. So if you're a Monsters Inc. person or that kind of thing, this is the perfect way to extend the use of your stamp set. Now I do have another Yeti sample, and just before I show that to you, I wanted to show you something. Every Friday in my Facebook group, I show a card layout, and this is the one I showed last Friday. And guess what? That's what this card is based on. So we've got the same types of sections. We've got this at the middle. This is the square. We changed it to a circle with the Yeti, but it's the same layout. So do check and see the layouts. Sorry, somebody just sent me a message there and it distracted me. Do check the layouts every Friday. They are lots of fun. So let me just show you a couple of other things that I have here. So I made one extra Yeti here because I wanted to show you. I took one of our clear envelopes and put some treats in it, and we can just fold that down like that. Now we could put a belly band on if we wanted, or just add that, and then you've got a cute Halloween treat. So that would be tons of fun, and I like that you can get in there and get the treats out with nobody ever knowing. So here's another one that uses the a whole bunch of the dies from the Yeti die bundle. And you can see the scarf here. It's just gorgeous. All the presents. And this was a little more complicated card, but lots of fun to do. And get Yeti to party. This could be for any occasion, right? Now you might be saying, what is with this on the mountains? That is something that you might have overlooked. It is called the Snowfall Accents Puff Paint. So I've got a couple of little mountains here. Let's see. We'll use the bigger one. I'm going to shake this up, and it comes out like a liquid. So be a little bit careful because it's going to, I'm just going to bring it up so you can see it. It's going to come out like a liquid. Whoops, I really got a lot there. Let's see if I can spread it around a bit. Like that. Now the magic happens when you heat it up. So just bear with me and we are going to heat it up. I'm going to heat the heat tool a little bit first. And then, oh, I forgot to get my tweezers out. Here we go. Let's put this in the tweezers, just like that. And now we're going to start to heat it. And sometimes I heat it underneath to begin because it is liquid, and sometimes if it's too much force on top, it will make it go flying all directions where I don't want it to go. But as you heat it, just watch, it is going to puff up. So I think we're about ready to start puffing. Can you see it happening? And then you end up with that. Isn't that neat? So you could make snowballs or all kinds of things with it. I think I had made this hippo in the tub. Can you imagine if you had done that as bubbles in a bathtub, that kind of thing? You can use it for all kinds of things. And of course, for Christmas cards and snow cards and that kind of thing. It would be perfect. So there is just another idea I wanted to share with you. So thank you so much for joining me tonight. If you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and you would like to order any of these products, please feel free to reach out. Or if you have questions or wonder about something, I'm glad to help you out. Have some fun with these. Take a good look at the Perfect Partner offering. There are some wonderful, wonderful combinations, bundles in there. So you can buy everything separately, or you can buy it as a bundle and save 10%. So it's whatever works for you. But there you go. There is just so much fun. So have some fun with it. And thank you so much for joining me tonight. Take care. Have fun. Bye-bye.